So I'll break that down a little bit. Is there anyone who believes that law enforcement, they would automatically find them more credible or give their testimony more weight just because they're law enforcement? I don't see any hands. On the flip side of that, is there anybody who has had such a negative experience with law enforcement or just has a bad view of law enforcement that you will ignore their testimony or discount their testimony solely because they're law enforcement? I don't see any hands. Asking those same questions about military personnel, because one of my witnesses is actually, two of my witnesses are in the Army. Is there anybody who believes that solely because someone is in the military that their testimony is more credible or they will give them the benefit just because they're military? I don't see any hands. So then the same question I have, but on the flip side. Is there anybody who, because they are military, they will discount their testimony or not give them any weight at all? Okay, thank you. I expect that you may hear some arguments about the First Amendment and whether conduct that is alleged is covered or protected by the First Amendment. Now, I want to start by saying that everyone in this country has the First Amendment right, and I agree with that. But the law that the judge is going to give you, and that you all, if you're selected, will take an oath to follow, says that certain conduct is not protected under the First Amendment. With that little bit of introduction, knowing the judge will tell you what the law is there anybody on the panel who believes that the First Amendment covers all conduct, that it is limitless? I don't see any hands. So another way to ask this is, who, actually, strike that. Does everyone on the panel agree that these limitations can be based on or depend on the time, the manner, the place, and all of those factor into whether conduct is protected or not protected by the First Amendment? So, for example, you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater. I see more nodding heads, so I think maybe that helped make my question make a little more sense. So does everybody agree that there are certain circumstances that may make conduct not protected? Okay, now I'm seeing nodding heads. I apologize for that. Moving on then, as the court read to you, one of the counts in this case is the state of Wisconsin has charged Mr. Olson with stalking. Now this is kind of a group question that I'm looking for a volunteer to answer. But when you hear that term, stalking, what kind of behaviors come to mind? Or what kind of relationships come to mind when you hear that? And you are juror number 13, Mr. Hurt.
Yes. My belief would be somebody that would be pursuing someone that doesn't want to be pursued, followed, watched, engaged with, and it's unwanted.
Okay. In your view, does it have to be a particular kind of relationship, such as, do you believe that stalking can only occur in personal or intimate relationships?
No.
I saw juror number 23, Mr. Cram, you shook your head vehemently no as well. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many of you believe, thank you very much for volunteering, I appreciate that. Is there anybody who agrees or disagrees with Mr. Hurt? Okay, juror number 24. I see more